Gather here, sweet peas. Today's vegan store is vibing, but let me just warn you, the story I'm about to tell you, it still gives me goosebumps till today. Like, have you ever traveled somewhere and something so strange happens that your spirit just whispers, Sandra, stand up and run? Because that was me in Greece on a very innocent sunny day, just trying to enjoy my soft life. Anyways, so I'm installing this week. Grab your tea, your snack, your popcorn, because this gist is long. But please stay with me because I need to know if I'm doing too much or if what happened was legit spiritual attack coded as beat selling. And guys, this will be my third time trying to install a frontal. First 2 times were absolute flops, so please bear with me as I install this week for the third time and be ready to rate my wig install from 1 to 10 at the end of this video. Okay, so let's get to the background of the story. Okay, let me set the scene for you. So my friend Lisa and I traveled to Greece. This has been a couple of years now. I can't even remember the city right now because the memory of what happened literally overshadowed everything else. So we went to this particular beach with black sand, very aesthetically pleasing, very cute, very demure, you know, very I want to take pictures for Instagram. We literally had just gotten there. It wasn't even up to 10 minutes. So still absorbing the sun, the water, the whole vibe, you know, getting into our bikinis and all, looking for a tent to relax in. And the next thing, this bead seller guy approaches us. Normally it's not a big deal. I mean, people sell a lot of things around the beach, and me, I'm a sucker for leg beads, not anklets, so beads in particular. I was even wearing like 5 on each leg that day. Honestly, I know I do too much sometimes. So of course he came straight to me, you know, potential customer. Sweet peas, see me shining teeth because like I said, I love beads. I was even like, oh, let me just patronize this guy. I mean, touristy thing. From the moment he came close, I won't lie, something in my spirit was like, this friendliness is too friendly. But you know, when you're in another country, you're trying to be nice, you're trying to be respectful, you're trying to be chill. So Lisa and I were, you know, being friendly and all, looking at the beads, touching them, doing you know the vibes though. But suddenly I realized his energy shifted. In fact, Lisa and I realized that his energy shifted. He wasn't even trying to sell beads anymore. He just wanted to talk. We went from buy this bead, or what kind of style are you looking for, or do you want the chain, do you want the beads, do you want anklets, do you want bracelets? We went from all those talks, you know, what colors do you want, mixed colors, do you want the already made one, do you want me to just craft one for you just now? We went from all that talk to personal questions like, what is your name? Where are you from? What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? What would you be up to later in the day? Where are you staying? Guys, at this point, let me ask you, do you tell strangers where you are lodged when you travel? Like, do you feel comfortable enough to share your hotel accommodation or even your plans with strangers? Because I think people don't really mind these things. You know, people travel, meet new people, which of course is expected when you travel. But it's like, do you go in depth to start giving off information when you travel? I see people do this, and for me, it's just, it gives all shades of weird, and it's like you're being too careless giving off information. And honestly, if I'm with people, if I'm on a group trip and I see that someone within my group is sharing our travel plans with strangers just because they asked, it really pisses me the hell off. I'm like, if you want to share your own personal plans, that's okay, but a plan that involves the whole group, for Christ's sake, keep it to yourself. Guys, let me know in the comments if you think maybe I'm overdoing things, or if you think I'm doing too much, because I just want to know if I'm just too paranoid or if it's just my African, you know, nature kicking in. Okay, back to the story. Mind you, this guy, he was obviously from an African country, not Nigeria, but from another African country, and he told me, but I honestly can't remember at this point. He was definitely African, so I wasn't even too alarmed at first, because I was like, you know, familiar person, blah blah blah. But the way he switched and started focusing only on me, literally started ignoring my friend that was standing beside me and was focusing on me, you know, it was giving all shades of weird. I honestly became uncomfortable at the time, but at this point I was still trying to be calm and demure. Lisa and I were still being very sweet. Even Lisa has started drifting, like Lisa has started getting a bit uncomfortable, like much more uncomfortable than I was. But you know, I'm just usually this very free liberal person, like, you know, let's just vibe and everything. I was just being very polite. And you know, besides, if you travel to a country, you don't really want to upset locals, because you don't really know who could help you. You know, when you're stranded, you would have questions and you would just find that it's just this person around that you can actually ask questions. So I just try to keep this very friendly and cordial relationships with people when I travel. But honestly, this guy started becoming very weird. Like, he literally ignored Lisa, focused on me, and started asking only me questions now. Started asking for my name, he started asking personal questions, you know, what do I like, what kind of person am I, you know, what I'm doing later in the day. I mean, like, what do you, I was like, excuse me, sir, what's going on here? You know, I didn't say this to him, but it was just like, what's really happening here? Like, how did we go from, I want to buy beads, to you asking me all these weird questions? Honestly, it was weird. At this point, Lisa and I started trading ourselves glances, and Lisa even looked at me like, Sandra, this is giving weird. I think it's time for us to go. You know, I felt the same way, but like I said, trying to be polite, trying to be, you know, I didn't want to come off as very rude. So we kept going back and forth, dragging the bead buying issue for too long. And, you know, with the personal questions and all, I had to just come clean. I just told him, you know, I don't think this is going to work. I don't want to buy the beads anymore. You know, I told him it was a bit pricey, and honestly, I didn't even come out with that much money. And, you know, I told him, see, I didn't even really want to buy anything. I was just being greedy because I had a lot of beads on my legs already and I didn't want more. At this point, Lisa was already like, girl, let's just go. Next thing, he says, okay, if you don't want to buy, it's fine, no, but maybe later you can come out with me. Come out, okay? To where? To do what? Hey, sir, please. I was like, oh, we already have plans. Like, you know, we're just here for, you know, a short time. We already have like our plans booked out for the day, for, you know, the period we're going to be here. So I really don't have any extra time to come out and chill or whatever, you know. And I was like, you know, it's me and my friend. We're both here on this trip. This guy was just acting as if, you know, I wasn't saying we, and he just kept referring to me. You know, he said, no, you should come out later. Let's have drinks. You know, what kind of drinks do you like? And I'm like, he was like, I want to get to know you. And I'm like, oh. I was like, this is not normal anymore. There's nothing. Cannot be normal at this point. I was just like, calm down, no, Mr. Romeo on the beach. Please, let's know what we're doing with ourselves. Then he said something that really shook me. He said if we didn't stay far, he could come and visit us at the hotel. At this point, I was just like, okay, now you're doing too much, bro. You're doing extremely too much. And I think, you know, I was exhausting my calm nature and my being polite nature. So I just had to like be a bit more stern, and I was like, sorry, we don't know you like that, so I can't just randomly invite you to my hotel. Maybe there are people that do that, you know, maybe there are people, there are ladies that don't mind, because, you know, this life you get to hear a lot of stories. So maybe there are people that really don't mind, but for me, I was just like, no. I'm like, oh, we don't know you like that, you know. And in my mind, I'm like, we don't even want to know you like that. Like, this is just supposed to be us purchasing beats from you, so like, you're doing too much. Come on. This guy kept insisting to take me out. When he saw that I was involving my friend more, he was like, we should both come out. And he was also insisting that I should come to where we stay, you know, like it's not a big deal, yada yada, insisting that he wanted to care for me. By me. My sister and brothers watching this, you know that feeling when your spirit just rejects someone immediately? That was absolutely me. Eventually we escaped the conversation. Like, I literally had to forcefully wrap it up, and then, you know, I made it clear that we're not coming, we have plans, we felt I don't want to purchase beads anymore. It's okay, thank you very much. I don't even think he really said anything, or if he did, I can't remember. This guy walks away from us, not far away, about 30-40 meters. He turns his back to us, he faces the sea, and he stands there for about 2 to 3 minutes. At this point, Lisa and I were like, what exactly is happening here? Like, why is he standing like that, just backing us and facing the sea? We were even saying, is he praying, is he chanting, or he's resetting, like, or he's waiting for backup? Because honestly, we were extremely confused. Please, we started walking away because, you know, this was now becoming too much, and we had already started, you know, causing like a bit of a scene, because people were now passing us and looking at us with the whole back and forth. We thought we had finally escaped this guy. We were even laughing about it and just chit-chatting about it. Next thing, this guy appears again. From where to where? Till today, I don't know, because we had gone a bit further into the beach. We had lost sight of him, and all of a sudden, I can't tell you till date how that guy was able to find us. I can't tell you. So then he walks up to us and he hands me a curved leg bead. It didn't even look like cowrie style. It was a cowrie beaded anklet. And he says, I made this for you. Take it. It's free. You don't have to pay me any money. It's a gift from me to you. My dear sweet peas. At this point, fear grips me. I won't lie. I said, I'm fine. I have many beads already. But this man kept insisting. Instead, like his life depended on me taking that bead. He said it was specially made for me, that it would be rude for me to decline. Imagine a bead seller doing custom gifting service for a stranger he met 10 minutes ago when there are a million other customers on that beach that you could go sell to. And Nigerian home training and superstition rose immediately. I was like, God forbid I carry on known spiritual assignment on my leg. But people were already looking at us, and I honestly didn't want to spark wahala in a strange country. So I took the bead, I smiled, I said thank you so much. And in my mind I was like, I'm not wearing this thing even for 5 seconds. He said, see you later. I said, amen, but never. Once he left and was out of sight, Lisa and I exchanged a very funny look. Like, you know the look when your friend goes, girl, what was that? So we walked into the water area pretending to take a video. I told her, please pretend like you're making a video of me because I'm not even comfortable holding this thing in my hand for any longer. And my sister and brothers, that was how I stylishly dropped the bead into the sea. I let the waves take it far, far, far away from me. I didn't even look back. And honestly, that thing shook me. Honestly, every time I look at my leg beads now, I remember that day. Because what exactly was that man's intention? Why was he so insistent? Why free bead? And why was he standing and facing the ocean? Was it harmless? Was it spiritual? Was it harassment? Was it some weird tradition? Or was he just a very friendly man who has crossed many boundaries in his life? Please though, help me analyze this situation. I genuinely want to know. And to my female viewers, have you ever traveled somewhere and something weird happened to you? Please share in the comments. I honestly would love to hear your stories, because honestly your stories might help someone as well, because there's a lot of stories you hear about, you know, traveling to foreign countries and getting scammed or getting charmed. You know, some people don't even return when they make these trips. You know, they just automatically fall in love there. And to my male viewers, would you take a random free gift from a stranger in a foreign country? I mean, be it a female or a male person, would you randomly collect free gifts? Be honest, because I feel like men are more likely to say yes. You know, with females, we kind of reluctant to beads, but men are just, you know, very free-hearted people. So yeah, that's my little Greece almost got charmed story. I know it sounds dramatic, but sometimes your spirit picks up things before your brain does. Traveling can be fun, but you have to be very careful. And please, never tell strangers where you are staying, ever. Your safety is number one. Anyway, sweet peas, thanks for listening to my TED Talk during this week in store. If you enjoy the story time, let me know. Should I do more? Should I tell you the one about getting stuck in my London flat and neighbors calling the police on me at around 2 a.m. in the morning? Because that one is another movie on its own. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next one. And please rate my wig in store from 1 to 10. How did I do? Mwah.